In Bigger Than Britney, I have little interest in Britney as an individual. I'm only interested in her as a celebrity with a very complex and fluctuating affective sign value. I remember in 2007 when she shaved her head and I was just like, oh my god, it's like Siddhartha. And while there's nothing unconventional about awarding a godlike status to a celebrity, with the shedding of her hair, the signs of her sexuality and femininity, she was reaching beyond the limitations that our image-obsessed society had ordained for her. Without the signifiers that absurd her objectification, who would she be? It was like watching an animal get skinned. Even now, with the return of her luscious, lovely lady locks and a successful world tour, the signs of her very public meltdown are visible. In one article, she is described as a zombie, a walking robot, weirdly characterless and spaced out. Furthermore, the most obvious aspect of Britney's For the Record interview was the minimal contribution that she had to the creative processes involved in her career. The dance moves, the songs, her perfume, all receive her approval as finished products. Britney is a void, a cyborg that merges her human self with the capitalist machine that creates her fame. And she's always been one. Like a hologram, the three-dimensionality that we think we see in the celebrity persona is a result of mass mediation, and above all, our own act of projection or construction. That is why, in Bigger Than Britney, Britney's most expressive parts, her hands and face, are pieced together from tabloid images of her, and it is above all why I chose to shun the communally recognizable icons of Britney, a revealing school uniform, blonde hair, the midriff. I'm looking for something more, an imaginary formulation of the real Britney as a mythical yet authentic self, separate to the performative personality. This is my Britney, and while my ardent refusal to make it inextricable from the shared Britney may be indicative of obsessive and possessive fandom, differing individual interpretations of Britney Spears have emerged in academic studies and contravene the notion that celebrity image culture results in universal interpretation. For the development of such strong parasocial interaction, the relationship between fan and celebrity is necessarily one-sided. That is, while I can observe Britney through a variety of media, though not in person, Britney cannot look back at her fans as individuals. Hence, my Britney's bulbous white domes peeking through the mask. Like the oversized eyes of Takashi Murakami's pop anime, we feel empathy, but we feel we've never met their gaze. An eye that prevents the interaction of the gaze, a mysterious gaze disrupting the spatial continuity between the viewer and the viewed. Given the blankness of my Britney's face and eyes, the expressive force of the performance comes from the body, and the body plays an important part in the formulation of celebrity. Britney Spears' body represents an idealized norm, slim, good-looking, and tanned. And when she deviates from this, Britney receives paparazzi punishment. In order to establish a body unmarked by surface signifiers, and thus claim a personal representation of Britney in contrast to the communal recognition, I had to skin Britney, revealing the exaggerated vein pattern of the body that is seen on the costume. The process of skinning, or shedding forms from the body, mimics her highly publicized head shaving. The implied violence of skinning Britney reflects the frustrations I felt as a young Britney Spears fan, half worshipping and half despising, a response not uncommon amongst other Britney Spears fans, which in retrospect may have been a manifestation of my confusion caused by her sexualization of youth, playing both the innocent and the whore concurrently, hence the inclusion of the baby pink G-string in the costuming. Intuitively, I will deprive her of her skin, but not her sex. The decision to reveal the anatomical forms of the body was influenced by Oskar Kokoschka's 1901 expressionist performance, Murder Hoffnung der Frauen. The unscripted nature of this work connects with the constantly evolving, sometimes improvised nature of YouTube performances. Similarly, the tendency for expressionism to remain purposefully obscure, comprehensible only to initiates, and its extreme subjectivity can also be seen to link with the generally personal concerns of vloggers and the techniques employed by YouTubers to maintain privacy.